Where are we? Well, Anastasia, you are currently on my stream once again. Hello everyone, my name is Mitsunobudoy. I am a forensic scientist from the world of mystery. And today is the big day. We come live to you with the first trial of Even If Tempest. Assuming you're taking the same path I do, theoretically speaking, you could do Tyrrells instead, but I didn't. Also, hey, they're playing the title screen music. It's wild, yo. It's like when they do that thing when they say the title of the video game in the video game. They really spooked him, didn't they? You're one of those witnesses, aren't you? Oh boy. I'm dedicating so much mental processing power to not make any Danganronpa jokes about this spiritual courtroom. She's so excited. She's so excited. She's so scared. Well, at least someone here is possessed of baseline competence. Well, yeah, it's called the Carnival for a reason, my dude. Thick drapes patterned with stars hang from the ceiling as bizarre lights float around us. The sacrificias stand in the middle of the stage, surrounded by the gawking eyes of the public. I mean, not my viewership numbers, they ain't. Something about this place reminds me of Elysia, though far more sinister. Its true purpose is sinister. We must be in some interdimensional space. As a peasant living in medieval times, I know all about the reaches of the multiverse. No wonder I couldn't find it. You'd never be able to visit without a witch's power. That seat remains empty. It's exactly the kind of place I'd expect to find that witch. That is generally how fire operates, yes? Please stop saying things to provoke the Fujoshi. Yes, we know who you are. For witches, of witches, by witches. In witches, out witches. Sand witches. Just every flavor of witch your body has room for. Quitter. Well, at least they made out a will, then we don't have to worry about what happens after we kill them. 裁判以外に何かあると思うのか? その口ぶり、異端審問官は魔女サイドの人間だと言っているように聞こえるが。そう思われても仕方ないでしょうね。けど、異端審問官が裁判の進行役を押し付けられるのはこれが初めてじゃないんですよ。Yeah, you know, whenever I go out and play Ace Attorney or Danganronpa, I always think to myself, you know what the biggest problem with this game is? You can't romance the judge or Monokuma, so I see we're really fixing that with this title.
私の望みはここにいる皆さんと同じです。メンブルムを捕らえ処刑すること。そのために私は議論が滞りなく進むようご助力いたします。聞け !300 人の陪審員よ。これよりサクリファイスたちが議論を行う。その様子を見て、最も怪しいと思う者に投票してくれ。真実を見極めるのはお前たちの目だ。
Man, we're letting the general populace have a democratic votes for who gets executed. Truly, this is a death game by majority.
それでは議論開始。
Alright, here we go. Court is now in session, all rise.
待ってくれよ。議論ってそんなものしたことないって。何について話せばいいんだよ。
To do a quick review for anyone who might not have seen last episode, I am working, having already formulated a fairly coherent theory of who done it, how, and why. Well, not really how, but you know, a hand-wavy kind of how. We know from what we've gotten from our investigation that in this timeline, due to not having us as a lightning rod, Orla was abused by her mother. So she probably resents us for not being there to protect her. And we know that she has affections for Lucien, who is looking for us. Therefore, she has two big reasons to frame us for the murder. And, you know, since she's had her heart eaten by a witch if she is the Membrum, then it would make sense that she'd be willing to frame us for murder by killing someone in a locked room we were in, rather than going after us the old-fashioned way. And we've also got these letters sent by Lucien to us, so she would know that we were the one he was looking for. We also know that she knows Maya. She can recognize her by sight, which would explain why she knew to go after her even in the timeline where we didn't go in the room herself. Now, the real important evidence here is this article, where Thomas says that on the day of the murder, or both the night of the murder, he saw a slender person with a feminine figure up in the sky or on the roofs. Now, at the exact time the murder took place, you can see here in Rule 7, the Membrum received inhuman powers. Now, we don't know what those inhuman powers are yet, but if we assume there's some sort of psychic powers and either flight or super jumping, that would explain the person that Thomas saw roof hopping, and how they could have committed the murder by ripping Maya apart through the window. It's a really cheap solution. I kinda hope there's more to it than that, but it would explain why. It's in here somewhere. Why there's no murder weapon, why they can't even begin to fathom what the murder weapon is. Makes sense to my mind, that's all I'm saying.
議題も自分たちで決めてもらいたいんだが、このメンツじゃな。どいつもこいつも善良な人間の顔してやがる。裁判には優しさなんか不要だってのに。
You foolish do-gooders. Your sense of morals will be your undoing. I'm so evil.
彼の言う通り、時間はいくらあっても足りない。そうだな。まずは自己紹介をしておこう。
Alright, what are we doing? 2 truths and a lie? I hate 2 truths and a lie. I never have any good answers.
我々は異端審問官。サクリファイスの情報を得てはいるが、300人の陪審員たちはそうではないかもしれないし。
There is every possibility that we are entrusting the rest of our lives to a band of complete morons.
そうでもないんじゃないですか。俺たちのことを記事にしたタベロイド紙が街中に出回ってましたし。ああ、でも自己紹介はあった方がいいと思います。
This music is really loud, actually. Appreciate it if you didn't.
俺はトーマス・アンル。職業
There
は
we go.
生ぬるい。
Wow, rude.
え
お遊戯会やってるんじゃないんだよ。それぞれ怪しいと思うものの名前もあげろ。理由付きでな。
そんな急に。
Okay, the question here is if we want to go straight for the jugular or if we want to play along with whatever the game is suggesting and try not to get ourselves hanged immediately.
オーラ・リンゼル、答えろ。
Oh boy, I wonder what she's gonna say.
わかりません、そんなこと。
答えなければ自分が不利になるだけだ。
I don't see how.
私はオーラ・リンゼルと申します。父はリンゼル公爵、母は元王の妹エベリーナ。怪しいと思う方は。
And here's the wind-up and the pitch.
そこの画家の方が先ほどから変な動きをしています。
Oh, I guess you won't have to get me hanged immediately. That's cool.
私ですか？
I don't see any place we can check our stats just yet. I hope they give us that soon, otherwise all those symbols aren't gonna mean much.
申し訳ございません。当てずっぽうなのです。どうか私の言葉を重く捉えないで。
私の名前はメイル・ディアス、宮廷画家です。普段は王族の方々の肖像や日常風景を描かせていただいています。メンブルムなんかじゃありません。
That's what they all say. Seriously, that brush is so distracting. The thing is longer than he is.
私は怪しいっていう人の方がよっぽど怪しいと思いますけどね。オーラさんがメンブルムなんじゃないですか？
そんな。
As convinced as I am that she is the culprit, I'm pretty sure defending her will make us look better, and we do need to stay alive long enough to actually get the trial. Orla only answered the question asked of her. This debate will go nowhere if you get caught up on such trivial details.
お姉様、ありがとうございます。
That doesn't mean I think you're innocent.
すかさず妹をかばうとは美しい姉妹愛だ。
Alright, if memory serves, it was the nobles we took a hit with earlier, so this is probably good. Yeah. No.
私はルーシェンのイシュバー。このヒストリカ国の第三王子。私はまだ結論を出せない。が、この中で初めて会うのはトーマス・アンルーだけだ。彼の話はよく聞いてみたいと思う。
Oh, Lucian. You're so useful in this timeline.
殿下に声をかけていただけるなんて俺はトーマス・アンル、職業は商人、そして忍者ファンクラブの副会長をやってます。
I'm the vice president? Color me surprised.
メンブルムかもしれないって思う人はその翼騎士の方が怪しいって話を聞きました。
You absolute jackass. Traitor. I trusted you. He heard something, huh? I'm curious to know what he was told, but asking him now would probably only make things worse for me.
最後、アナスタシア、お願いできますか?
Of course. I am Anastasia Linzel, a knight with the wings of Garda. I am currently most suspicious of... Do we be honest? Do we take the shot? Fuck it, I'm gonna stick with my guns.
これで意見は出揃いましたね。では一人ずつ改めていくとしましょう。
That went surprisingly frictionlessly. Cool.
最初は私から。何を言われても構いません。今は身分のことは忘れて議論しましょう。
Okay, I don't know where we're going with this. Lucian Neuschburn.
議論
Round
と言いまして
1.
も
Fight.
さすがに王子様がメンブルムだなんて誰も思ってませんよ。
I'd like to stand by that, actually.
そうですわ。ルーシェン様は女神の末裔。対立する魔女の道化になどなるはずがありません。
Okay, but here's the difference. You believe he's innocent for stupid reasons. Skills are now available. Use skills to challenge the Sacrificia's statements.
議論する余地はないということで、次に進んでもよろしいのではなくて？
Alright, as much as I'd like to get our answer correct out there, proper scrutiny, there is a procedure to these things. No need to rush. Timer's not on screen, so it's not real. That said, I didn't want to actually object, since I'm pretty sure he's actually not the culprit.
本当に何もないのか?
ええ、国民たちは皆殿下のことを信じております。
しかし
You know, Lucian, you're alright. Anybody who's skeptical of not being doubted, just because the reasoning is bad, is alright in my book.
裁判終了まで残り40分です。まだお一人しか住んでいないようですが、大丈夫ですか?
Jesus, that took 20 minutes? I mean, technically, yeah, but like, that's because I keep wasting time looking through pause screens and shit.
では、次は私をお願いいたします。一刻も早く疑いを晴らしたいのです。
Alright, good freaking luck with that, my child. Orla Linzel.
私に人を殺すなんてこと絶対にできません。今までに一度も人を傷つけたいと思ったことはありませんもの。
Alright, I can prove that's not true.
第一、この舗装手で何ができるというのですか。少しでも抵抗されれば間違いなく押し負けてしまいますわ。
Gee, too bad the person we're looking for can't like use magic or something.
お姉様、一体どうなされたのですか?
I'm sorry, Orla. I don't mean to blame you. I simply want to address some contradictions.
矛盾ですか? 別に何も変だとは思いませんでしたけど。
I disagree.
気づいたことは何でもお話しください。
お姉様、発言には気をつけた方がいいですわ。もし間違った推理を披露してしまえば、民衆たちの反感を買ってしまいますもの。
Fortunately, I'm fairly confident that's not going to happen. But you know, just in case. I'm not a coward, I'm just being reasonable. And what was he saying? She's right. People won't believe me just by pointing things out. I need to show why any one of us could kill Maya. I think I have just the proof. This is the one I'm looking for.
何をおっしゃっているのですか、お姉様。
Seems that was a dud. You piece of
信じてく
crap.
ださい。
That made perfect sense. I don't know what you're going on about. Any one of us could kill Maya. Just picking up furniture. Don't see how...
何をおっしゃっているのですか。信じてください。私は決してメンブルムなんかじゃありません。どうして私が人殺しなんて。被害者と全く面識がありませんのに。
Alright, now this one I know for a fact isn't true. Orla? Just as I think to point out her contradiction, the tears begin pouring out of her eyes.
私の母は女神クロム末裔であるエベリーナ・リンゼル。私にもその血が半分は流れています。女神様を冒涜する魔女の手に落ちるなど決してありえません。どうか皆様、私を信じて。
Boy, I can't wait until this winds up working perfectly. Orla's tearful plea is an arrow straight to their hearts. Man, a single arrow in like 300 hits. That's really impressive. I mean, apparently that bow has a drawstring weight of like 8 billion pounds, but you know. Orla and I had a complicated relationship, but that was in my previous life. Our time apart in this life may have led to her growing up into a better person. She's a young, frail girl. I want to protect her, but that contradiction is bothering me. Unfortunately, if I were to point it out under these circumstances, I would face severe backlash. My only choice is to watch as things unfold. Me.
俺も被害者とは全く面識がないんですよね。なんで俺がここにいるのか本当不思議で。
本当ですか？あなた商人なんですよね。被害者の女性が買い物に来てたなんてことあるんじゃないですか？
本当ですか? I cannot get a read on what sort of character they're trying to play you as.
聞いたところによると、あなたは今キッキで働いているんですよね。キッキといえばこの国一番の商会。メイドである被害者はよく出入りしていたはずですよ。
Oh, he's a loyal employee of Fantasy Walmart. Kiki and the Wawa, and the Uki and the Bing Bong. Stores have weird names.
それはまあないことはないでしょうけど、でも全く覚えがないな。
That works out.
まさかバラ騎士様、この男をかばうんですか？
I absolutely am.
メイル、さっきからおかしいと思ってたんだが、なぜ彼女をバラ騎士などと呼ぶのだ？それは彼女がバラをまといし美少女騎士だからですよ。
Am I covered in roses? I mean, I don't have a character profile, but I feel like I haven't seen that in any CGs. Enough.
今俺の話ですよね。
すでに話題は変わりましたよ。ここからはバラ騎士様の魅力を語る3時間です。
Bro, that's creepy. Hale, I'm going to turn you into a practice dummy should you utter one more word. Is there a reason Thomas doesn't remember Maya? I may just have the proof on hand. I'm fairly certain I don't, though. Alright, they're playing it like this, are they? Game, you're being very
とに
rude
かく
right
ま
now.
あ俺はメンブルムなんかじゃありませんので、はい。
それでは次は。
私、画家の方のお話が伺いたいですわ。
Alright, I don't have a goddamn thing to say about this guy, so,
先ほどは疑ってしまいましたが、お話ぶりを聞いているうちに信頼できる方だと思い直しました。
Aw, she has no standards.
なんとメイルは話を聞けば聞くほど信頼にひびを入れる人物だと思っていましたが、感じ方は人それぞれなのですね。
Oh man, Lucian, you're delivering better commentary than I am, actually. I'd appreciate if you stopped that.
次の殿下の肖像画はヘノヘノモヘジでよろしいですかね？
You think you'd still be able to sell it for the $1 billion or whatever it was before? Prince Lucian and Male Diaz appear to get along rather well. Male Diaz.
現在民衆の新章ランキングトップのオーラ城のお墨付きをいただいたので、わざわざ弁明しなくても良さそうですが、ルーシェン様に怒られそうなので仕方ありません。やるからにはバラ騎士様のお心をつかむ完璧な証言を披露してみせましょう。
Seriously, where are you getting this from?
私も商人の彼と同じで被害者との面識はありません。つまり動機がないってことですね。動機がない、すなわち犯人ではない。答えは出ましたね。
I am not fighting this one.
やっぱりそうですよね。私たちは間違ってませんよ。
Because being nice doesn't help me any.
アナスタシア殿、あなたの番です。
And here comes the hard part. Anastasia Linzel.
お姉様は無実ですわ。女性ながら聖騎士にまで上り詰めた正義感の強い方ですもの。殺人なんて犯すはずはありません。
Clearly, there's no way a cop could ever hurt somebody. That's impossible.
最初にその商人の方がお姉様は怪しいとかなんとかおっしゃっていましたが、嘘に決まっています。
嘘じゃないですよ。その人に聞いたんですけど。
Here it comes.
岸さん、被害者の女性の雇い主はあなたなんでしょ？しかも事件があった夜、被害者と同じ部屋で寝ていたとか。それも部屋にはしっかり鍵がかかっていて、誰も入ることができなかったんだって聞きました。
I mean, if you ignore that big window that nobody's actually acknowledged yet, so I don't know if it matters.
そんな。あ、でも待って。それなら
What part of I was asleep are you not picking up on here?
ね、お姉様。
Sorry to disappoint, but I never saw any Membrum.
まさか寝てたなんて言いませんよね。
What are we trying to say here? My eyes was dismembered and her limbs were... Is this it? Shit, I wish I thought to save before this came up.
あんた言ってる意味がわからないんだが。
Yeah, I have no idea what you're trying to get at either, game.
それで被害者女性との関係っていうのは
Gotta say, I am very not impressed by what we're seeing here so far, game. You're right and built up a lot of goodwill with me, and you are squandering it very quickly.
あなただけ被害者と面識があるっていうのは
Come on, let me object to that. For the love of God, I could just make a case right now. Maya was my maid. That's why we lived together.
被害者と一緒に暮らしていたなんてもう確定じゃない？
騎士がメンブルムだと？ガルダ翼騎士団は一体何をしてるんだ？
Okay, I feel like you all are kind of forgetting the foundational premise of this game.
そもそもガルダ翼騎士団自体がうさんくさいんだよ。知ってるか？
Yeah,
ガルダに
fuck
つぎ込ま
those
れてる税金
birds. Birds
1年間に
suck.
億は超えるらしいぜ。
鳥なんかより国民の生活を何とかしてほしいわよね。
It's not like the goddess would ever come down and smite us for neglecting her holy animals or anything.
うさんくさい騎士なんか早く処刑してしまえ！
Daryl, you wanna bang your gavel at some point? Maybe your whip? I'm going to die at this rate. But I can just try again when I die. Losing now isn't a big deal. Stop it. Stop thinking like that. I'll just be trapped in this endless death loop forever if I let myself lose so easily. I must survive this. Something nagged at me earlier, and I think I can use it to turn this situation around. I'm not the only one that knows Maya. She was originally a Linzell family maid, after all.
え、そうなのですか?
Here we are, Orla knows of her. For the love of God, if this doesn't go through. When we spoke at the manor, you remembered Maya's hair color, didn't you, Orla?
そうでしたわ。申し訳ございません。緊張でよく頭が回ってなくて。
A likely story.
そろそろ時間だ。お前たち一人一人の結論を聞かせてくれ。
Oh God.
え、もう?
You know, game, this is not going the way I expected it would when you made this such a cornerstone of your advertisement campaign.
いいだろう。早く終わらせようぜ。俺はやっぱりこの女騎士さんが怪しいと思うよ。魔女の魔法のせいで眠ってたなんて本当に証明できるのは魔女だけだろう。 もしかしたら魔法を使って
Oh,
ない
so
っていう場合もある
that's
かも
the
しれない
one I was supposed to present it on. I see. That makes total sense. This is why mystery design is important, children. None of the Ace Attorney games released after, like, the original would make this mistake.
ああ、それは確かにそうかも。私もバラキシ様に1票。
Traitor.
いや、嘘嘘、ごめんなさい。
一度出した結論の撤回は受け付けない。
バラキシ様、ごめんなさい。
Now it's my turn to answer. The answer here is obvious, right?
オーラ・リンゼル、お前はどうだ？
お姉様は本当に私のお姉様なのですか？
No, I'm actually a flesh walker. What do you think?
怖くなって。
Yes, it seems to happen a lot with you. Listen, Orla,
それでも私はお姉様を信じたい。私は選びません。もう誰のことも傷つけたくないから。
Orla's statement does nothing to change the way things are so obviously going. Their decision was made before we even took the stand. I lost the moment this all began. This is a people's court. The veracity of evidence and testimonies means nothing if it doesn't sway their hearts. Are my investigations all for nothing? Did I spend my last half day on a fruitless venture? Surely there's something I can do to turn things around.
ルーシェン殿下。
Otherwise there's not going to be any game here. Come on, Lucy, you're one of our love interests. You're clearly a main character. Don't disappoint me. Hmm.
考えも何もない。この私がメンブルムなのだから。
It's certainly a plan. What?
ルーシェン様、こんな時に冗談はやめてくださいよ。
冗談で私がメンブル。
民衆投票を始める。300人の陪審員よ、正しき判断を。
You know, I'm not even gonna try to figure out how the jury is going to swing this. Fellas, you're all really dumb. Alright, vote now on your phones! How cool that happened. It's Lucian! What were you thinking?
言ったでしょ。私はあなたを守ると。
Now it is rightfully yours. You shouldn't be throwing your life away like this.
ええ、分かっています。だから今日一日、信じられる者たちにこれからのことを託してきました。こう見えて味方は多いのですよ。
God, they're doing dubstep beats and ominous chanting. It must be serious.
あなたと話していて、あなたには何か秘策があるように感じました。違いますか？
I mean, I'd like to do a plan. The game would communicate properly.
私がここで死ぬことで何かが暴かれるかもしれない。何も起きないかもしれない。どちらに転ぼうともあなたは私の死を無駄にはしない。どうか曇りなき眼で見定めてください。
I can't really move my arms freely, but please imagine me saluting. Lucian Neuschburn's final curtain call. A path no more than 2 feet wide appears in front of Prince Lucian. God bless you, my prince. We're gonna kiss the hell out of you in a few roots.
お待ちください、ルーシェン様。メイル、あなたに肖像画を描いてもらえて光栄だった。しかしそれと同じくらい友人になれてよかったと思っているよ。そんな、ダメです。行かないでください。ルーシェン様、ルーシェン様。メイル。
Nani? Stando? Prince Lucian is cut off by a shadowy hand pushing his back. His body floats gracelessly through the air until finally, he drops down into the pit of flames. It smells delicious. The mood in the venue could not possibly be any more different than when I was executed. Not a single person ridicules the prince's death. All here mourn the loss of a young beacon of hope. What? Sorry, I can't hear you. Oh no, she's broken. Hold on, have we tried turning her off then back on again? Hold on, I think there's an off switch around.
どうしてルーシャン殿下が死んでしまうの？そんな流れじゃなかったでしょ？あんたたちどうして殿下に投票したのよ？
Does this mean we... Does this mean you'll start voting for her now?
そんなはずじゃなかったのに。
いや、そりゃ仕方ないんじゃないですか。王子、自白しちゃったんだ。
Is this so hard for you to believe, Orla?
そうよ。だって。
Gotcha.
殿下がメンブルムだなんて信じられません。だって殿下は私にとっていとこですし、あんなに素晴らしい方ですから。
Yeah, because your family's such a stellar portrayal of good values and happiness and rainbows and unicorn piss and such. I agree with you. Prince Lucian wasn't the Membrum. Inquisitor Lister, I request continuation of this trial.
裁判続けるの。メンブルムは処刑されたのに。
時間切れだ。
そうだわ。裁判は1時間と決まっていたはず。これ以上はもう。
私からもお願いします。あの方がメンブルムだなんてそんなの絶対違いますから。
Yeah! Fuck the rules, they're just social constructs anyway. If enough people yell about them, they have to change them. That's how it works, right?
延長の交渉なら俺じゃなく魔女にするんだな。
She's so angry. God, why you gotta be so aggro all the time? Listen up, witch. Is this the kind of entertainment you were looking for? Are you satisfied with a simple confession and a boring, tragic ending? Are you really satisfied with this dog shit excuse for a trial? I'll give you the entertainment you crave. So let us continue this trial.
返事はないな。
ということは、やっぱりこれでおしまい。
I need to look so happy about it.
いや、魔女が満足したなら、俺たちは元の世界に返されるはずだ。そうならないということは、この赤毛に乗ったということだろう。
Yeah, don't you just hate it when your boss doesn't communicate with you properly and you just have to figure out what he wants from you?
議論を続けろ。
Okay, let's roll. She looks like a little chihuahua. The witch's tool. Membrum, don't talk about your tool. I had long wondered what it meant to have your heart eaten away by the witch. But Prince Lucian's death has given me a glimpse into the truth. Orla is a victim. Because I left home, Orla had to suffer from her own mother's neglect and abuse. I empathize with her, really. She didn't deserve any of that. And a part of me even feels guilty. That being said, I refuse to let the madness you've just shown pass. Orla, you remembered Maya was my maid.
ええ。ですが、それだけですわ。お姉様のメイドを殺す理由は私にはありません。
But you do have a reason. Maya was my maid. I unironically, without a slightest bit of misdeception. Gonna try that again. I unironically love it when mystery games and mystery anime have incredibly epic battle music set to scenes where people just explain shit. Gets me every time.
何よそれ。お姉様はそのメイドを大切にしていらしたんでしょ。だから屋敷を出るときにたった一人連れて行った。
That seems unlikely.
お姉様を悲しませるようなことはしないわ。
But that's exactly why you killed her. You wanted to make me suffer.
そんな、こんなに愛しているのに。
You sure you don't mean loathe? They're an extended syllable apart. Maybe a bit of a speech impediment too.
どうしてそんなことをおっしゃるの。私が
Okay, I know what you're trying to say, but I've got several pieces of evidence that kind of poke against it. What reason? I can think of only one. I think what happens is we start with this. No, this isn't the proof I need. The very woman Oil loves and fears most essential to the problem. Okay. Okay. They didn't punish me for it because it made sense. That's still acceptable. What really grinds my gears is the, shit where we lost points earlier for, saying that she could have used magic powers to upfuck, you know. You know what I'm getting at. You were there.
黙ってらっしゃるということは、やっぱりお姉様は私のことを信じてくださっているのね。
No, I was just pausing for dramatic effect. Jesus. You ever played a video game before? Not at all. Murderer though you may be, I'm reluctant to reveal this particular secret. Unfortunately, I must put on a satisfactory show for the witch.
え？
Nani? That's you. You blame me for the abuse you received from your own mother.
暴力って 噂でお母様ってエベリーナ様ですよね。
And thus the rumor come out.
エベリーナ様がそんな。
信じられない。しかしあれほどはっきりと言うということは。
違う。お母様は私に暴力なんて振るってない。私はお母様に愛されてる。だって私はお母様の娘だもの。
Orla's the one being hurt here. Why does she defend that woman? I can probably only ask that question because I don't remember my own mother. I can remain far more distant from the issue. For better or for worse, that makes me the best person for this role. Had I remained at home, I would have been her target. I know this because she tormented me up until the moment I ran away. That was, in all likelihood, the happiest time of your life. But what difference does all that make? Right now, you are still having to deal with the pain she inflicts on you, day after day. Yeah, your life's a wreck. So she's still got, like, a motive, like an individual motive. The witch didn't just make her kill somebody for no reason. One must wonder how far they're able to stretch this. It's like the witch has got to have some involvement, otherwise they wouldn't have put that detail in. You know, you shut up.
全部あんたのせいよ。あんたがおとなしくしていれば私はずっと幸せでいられたのよ。あんたが私の人生を狂わせたのよ。
No, didn't. Your mother did. Your mama?
お母様は何も悪くないって言ってるでしょ。悪いのは
I can't tell if that's the witch prompting you to fuck with his enemies or if it's just garden variety denial.
私なの。
Or that's also an option. Not a good option, mind you, but I can't stop you.
お母様みたいに美しくないから。お母様みたいなブロンドの髪じゃないから。
I mean, neither do I. Either of us.
でも、ちゃんと私は思いついていたのよ。お母様に愛される方法を。
I just had to get arrested for murder. It was the perfect crime.
なのに、その方法まで、あんたに奪われた。
I told you this case was gonna be sad. I think I know what she's left unsaid. It was this that led her down a slippery slope. Though I've already guessed where this road ends, I carefully lead the jurors along to the final conclusion. Many in noble circles will have heard the rumors that you held romantic feelings for Prince Lucian. Is there truth to these rumors?
そうよ。あんなに素晴らしい方を好きにならないはずないじゃない。
Okay, you were cousins. That's kind of weird, sis. In that case, how did you feel when you saw this? That I got a letter. That I got a letter. That I got a letter. I wonder who it's from. Oh shit. After I left home, Prince Lucian wrote me a letter. You knew about this, didn't you?
嫌なことを思い出させてくれるわ。そんなもの、ビリビリに破いてやったわよ。
Oh, thanks for not denying the important part of that question.
尊敬してるとか、感激したとか、バカみたいなこと長々書いてて、読んでて吐き気がしたわ。 でもあの人ずっとお姉様のことを探し続けて、何度もうちに訪ねてきたわ。お姉様から連絡はないかって。
No, he likes us.
一途も度を越すと気持ち悪いだけね。せっかくお母様と同じブロンドの髪と美しい顔をしているのに。
Why are your eyes doing that? Is that a medical condition? Should I be concerned? You should probably talk to a doctor about that. Dot dot dot. You wanted to brand me as membrum to dislodge me from Prince Lucian's heart. You also wanted me to suffer in the process. Your best option was to kill Maya and set me up as the murderer.
そう考えれば辻褄は合うな。でもそれだけのために。
A witch did it.
だって被害者の女性相当ひどい殺され方してたぞ。腕や足を切り離された上、変な風に飾り付けられてて。
Have we brought that up in this case yet?
飾り付け何ですかそれ。
Yeah, like it's weird that you know that, my dude.
よほど殺意がなければあんなことにはならないだろう。いくらなんでも悪趣味すぎる。
悪趣味ですって。
Look, if you want to just confess out of sheer insult, that's fine with me.
なんだよ。俺間違ったこと言ってないよな。
That wasn't the result of bloodlust. Oh my god, really? You just like decorating so much you used body parts for it? When Inquisitor Lister saw Maya's remains, he said something interesting. He said her dismembered limbs were arranged carefully around the room. I wasn't sure what he meant at first, but when I think back to the scene, I see he's right. One leg and arm each were hung from the ceiling. Her head was decorated atop a flower vase. Organs. I snapped my mouth shut. I can't remember any more than that. Every part of her body was deliberately and carefully placed, like they were just another part of the room's decor. I felt sick to my stomach, but in light of your fondness for interior decorating, I suppose that scene is just normal to your eyes. This is how criminal investigations work, right? Man, I've been overthinking things this whole time.
あなたたちはダメね。あの美しさがわからないなんて。
Yeah, sure, don't fight or anything. I take in a deep breath and slowly let it out. So you confess then?
罪？私が何の罪を犯したっていうのよ。召使いを一人殺しただけじゃない。
Man, this was way easier than I was expecting. I didn't even actually have to address the locked room at any point.
民衆投票を始める。300人の陪審員よ。正しき判断を。
I mean, yeah, sure, we weren't able to save Prince Lucian before we got it, but, you know, losses were inevitable. I think we did pretty alright. I'm going to hope this was just a tutorial case, and expect we get better next time.
私は悪くない。
Orla did nothing wrong.
だって憎かったんだもん。仕方ないじゃない。私に憎まれるようなことをした方が悪いのよ。そう、全部お姉様が悪いの。何が女騎士を目立つことしちゃって。お母様の子じゃないくせに背が高くて綺麗でムカつく。ルーシェン様もルーシェン様よ。どうして私を見てくれなかったの？こんなに好きなのに。 せない。みんな死んじゃえば。あ、ルーシェンさん死んだんだった。
Upton rappers Eminem was afraid to diss. Do you need some eye drops or something? That looks really uncomfortable. 'm getting some mixed messages about how I'm supposed to feel about this.
私を愛して。
Orla Linzell neither screams nor begs for her life. She simply continues her search for her mother's love. As she falls to the flaming vortex below.
ルーシェン様に顔を向けてきません。もっと早く真実にたどり着いていれば、無事でいられたのに。
And whose fault was that, I wonder?
それはそうだけどさ。よかったよ。本物のメンブルムが処刑されて、ルーシェン殿下も天国で喜んでるさ。
I don't think he is smiling, actually. I don't think burned skulls can smile. Thomas, there's something I'd like to confirm with you.
Hmm?
How did you know the details of Maya's death?
ああ、それは異端審問官からもらった捜査資料を読んだからだよ。あそこに詳しく書いてあったんだ。
Man, we're really bad at this.
サクリファイスには全員配られてるもんじゃないのか？
あれ？いやいやいや、違いますよ、それ。私も確かに捜査資料はもらいましたけど、そこには遺体が切断されてバラバラになっていたってことしか書かれてませんでしたよ。飾り付けられてたなんて一言もありませんでした。
Oh?
その、なんで。
Inquisitor Lister's whip flexes across to hit Thomas. Yet the hit never lands. And the whip goes right through him. Well, I was right about it not being male.
そこの異端審問官さんに途中で気づかれたのは分かったけど、せめて君たちのことは騙し通したかったよ。
トーマス君、この一瞬で声変わりしました？さっきと随分違いますけど。
Oh, he just had a little balloon of helium hidden in his back pocket for just such an occasion.
演技は専門外らしいな。言動がおかしすぎんだよ、クソ魔女。
正体を見抜いていても一切手出しできなかった無力な君にクソ呼ばわりされたくないな。
Yeah, this does seem like a bit of a failing on our part. And stop staring at me with that big ol' eye.
アナスタシア。
I win.
僕が猶予をあげたから勝てただけのくせに。でもまあいいよ。楽しかったからね。
Okay, can I, what's my prize? Do I get a free wish? Can I ask you 3 questions? Do I get a new car? Those are things that exist in this world, apparently. Free lifetime subscription to Elder Queen's Mystery Magazine? I'm open to options here.
それじゃまたね。
Well, toodles. In the end, that accomplished significantly less than I was expecting. The witch disappears, and though we manage to leave the strange courtroom, we must leave Orla and Prince Lucian behind. The witch had taken up Thomas's spot at the very start of the trial. A few days later, I receive a letter of apology from Inquisitor Lister for allowing that to happen. The Linzo family's secrets are thrown into the spotlight, but they're just as quickly covered up. The king may have been able to erase this scandal, but the grief of losing his son would never disappear. Prince Lucian's death affects the king greatly, his health apparently deteriorating. Once it becomes clear this is no simple cold, the nobles begin to whisper of Conrad's inevitable ascension to the throne. Damn, we aren't getting the good ending. The sky is still blue. Bonk.
こんな時まで訓練か。もうすぐなんだろ。
And that's why I'm training. I need to do something or I feel like I'm going to explode. Hardy har har. You're surprisingly laid back about this. Aren't you worried?
そんなことはないさ。お産というものは人間もガルダも命がけの大変なことだからな。
You know, considering the existence of a goddess in this universe, does that imply that intelligent design is true? Because I feel like no intelligent, loving deity would ever curse childbirth upon anybody. Or children for that matter, but that's just me.
特に鳥類の場合は、卵詰まりを起こす危険がある。無事に生まれてくることを願うばかりだ。
There's that too, of course, but if the chick isn't red, you'll never get a cure for your illness. The shell of a garter's egg matches the color of the chick within, which means we won't even have to wait for the chick to hatch. I'm so nervous. I hope Yuma has an easy birth, and I hope her chick is red. Is that how genetics works? I don't know.
欲張るな。
Extremely.
やっぱり産卵が終わってから打ち明けるべきだったな。いらぬ雑念が入ってしまっている。
It's far from needless.
どうした？
I was just thinking of my sister. I think Orla wanted to give birth to Prince Lucian's child.
子供？オーラ殿はまだ16かそこらだっただろう。
Aren't we a medieval kingdom? Isn't that pretty normal? She wanted a child that resembled her mother. She was convinced she could earn her mother's love by giving birth to a child that resembled her. Prince Lucian and Orla were cousins. His blonde hair and fair looks are, among those of royal lineage, the most similar to her mother's. She likely thought marrying him was her only path to having a child resembling her mother. Royal lineage, looks, status. Prince Lucian had everything she needed for her plan. Her plan to create a race of atomic supermen that will conquer the world. But his execution rendered her plan an impossible dream. I think that's why she broke down and revealed to us that she was the Membrum. Grand Commander, I saw you with my stepmother. No, I don't feel like waiting for a better opportunity to bring this up. It's been sitting on us all case. Will you tell me why you were together? There's that bullet in his shoulder again.
団長、アナスタシア、クマが産気づいています。
Is that the proper phrasing you use when you're talking about a bird? Like legitimately, I don't know. Someone tell me. Well. Then they took off like a herd of elephants. Will you stop giving me those bedroom eyes?
無事、産卵は終わりましたぞ。
The miracle of life. And the color?
色？
What color is the egg?
それは決まってるでしょ
Well, shit.
母鳥と同じ青色ですよ。
Frick.
素直に喜べ。お前のガルダが子供を産んだんだぞ。
But you still have a terminal disease. Yes, sir. Good job, Yuma. You deserve a nice long rest. Come on, blink, Damio. You win this round. But the war between us is far from over.
なんだこの光は。
My eyes! The goggles do nothing. Friend Pigman. Huma. The light slowly fades away. When I can finally open my eyes, I can't believe what I'm seeing.
クマが血だらけになってる。
It's a Christmas miracle, Mr. Spencer.
落ち着け。これは血じゃない。が、
It could be blood. I don't think you've checked
どうい
yet.
うことかな。
Huma? Metal Gear. I wrap my arms around her. The motion seems to tickle her slightly, but she doesn't pull away from my embrace.
わけがわかりませんよ。過去の記録をってそんなものないし。ああ、どうしたらいいんだ。
This is where I'd check past records. If I had one. Huma seems just fine, so let's leave the complicated matters for later. We should celebrate the birth of her chick.
うんうん。すごいことだよ。なんたって26年ぶりなんだから。
それは、いやでも。
I'd say Deus Ex Machina if machines had existed in this world. You'll be able to cure your illness like this, right, Grand Commander?
そうだな。
病気って何ですか？
Oh, you haven't heard? He has a terminal disease.
そんな話聞いてませんぞ。
You're very good at your job, veterinarian.
ああ、わかったわかった。それについては今度説明するから。それよりも、今すぐ騎士団全員を集めろ。休暇中のやつにも声をかけろよ。今夜は祝杯だ。
Tonight, we feast. The decisive meal? Roast Kuma. Roast Garuda. That was the joke I was going for. Good job, Mitsuda. Thanks to her victory against the witch, Anastasia has regained the retrocognition ability. We're all very proud of her. Lightless Wings 3. Nah. I can't wait. I've been excited for this meeting for so long. My heart is beating so fast. Ah, my eyes, why? I simply wait. Where I am, when this is, or who I'm waiting for, are entirely unknown to me. There are so many details missing, yet all I care for is the anticipation building at this meeting with someone. I was told to sit still, but my nerves have my legs swinging back and forth. This is in all likelihood a dream. I think I've become someone else. Here I'm a young boy. Based on my clothes, he's from a well-to-do family. I, or rather the boy, yell out. And then, upon realizing that this is a place that requires silence, he brings a hand to his mouth. On seeing his reaction, the person the boy is waiting for looks on with a smile. Enlightening. Okay, now you gotta twist your back so it makes that satisfying noise. Procedure to these things. Morning already? I wake up feeling incredibly refreshed, as if I enjoyed a relaxing dream. Okay, so was that a foreshadowing dream of Lucian's backstory or Cryas's? It's gonna be one of those two. Not sure which. Slightly leaning towards Cryas, considering the family was just well-to-do and not, you know, the royal family, but considering that he was the, neglected third son of a courtesan, anything's possible. Though this dreamlike joy is only a fleeting thing, I rarely have mornings like this anymore. Good morning, Maya. Maya? Like zoinks! It's a ghost! Alright, I guess I'll get dressed. Probably should put on pants at some point today. Garudas love things to be clean. They despise when dust attaches itself to their feathers, and flap their wings to force doors and windows open when the air gets stale. As only those accepted by each Garuda can enter their room in the aviary, cleaning is one of the most important jobs for a knight at the wings of Garuda. As I'm quickly sweeping up the floor, the veterinarian follows me close from behind. Nothing happened. Alright, who's the detective in this story, buddy? Don't just sass me. I'm careless, am I? Damn roasted. There's nothing weird about Huma prior to laying her egg. I was away for a while because of the Membrum incident, but the knights that looked after her in the meantime told me everything was normal. If anything, the most curious person here is me. I'm desperate to know why her feathers turned red. Huma remains mostly still as she warms her egg. Though you'd normally think a lack of movement would lead to increased stress, her crimson feathers shine with a brilliant luster. What do you normally think a lack of movement would lead to increased stress? Usually most of my stress comes from things where I have to move. Ptarmigans would be a pretty good spelling bee word. Bet you'd trip up a lot of people with that. Why do their feathers change colors? I mean, if we're going for an explanation that's not explicitly purely supernatural, that was what I was kind of assuming.
もしくは全ての羽が徐々に抜き変わっていくのですが。
But that's not what happened here.
熊のあれは関羽ではありません。抜け変わることなく変色したのです。
Yeah, I guess
一瞬のうちに
it is magic after all.
鳥類は聞いたことがありません。
Some, but not all, of what the vet says makes sense to me. It seems logical, for example, to compare Garudas to other birds. But doesn't it make more sense to go through previous birthing records first? When I ask the veterinarian this, though, he looks at me reproachfully.
あなた、基本的なことを分かってないようですね。ガルダは神の使い。ガルダを記録したり、その生態を調べようなどということは、神の領域に足を踏み入れることになる。
Yeah, Anastasia. Don't you know that writing about holy stuff is complete horsehockey? Nobody does that anywhere, ever. That's why no one's ever heard of that Christianity religion. His answer reflects something the Grand Commander once mentioned himself.
こんなごく当たり前のことを教えていないとは。まったく、よく騎士たちは何をやっているのか。
No, I haven't heard of this before. I have heard of this before. But I ask because I don't find it to be right. Records and research are needed to keep them alive, are they not? I want to hear your answer as a veterinarian. If you have an opinion, considering you don't physically exist and are just a disembodied voice, I find that unlikely.
ガルダには多くの秘密がある。認知行動もその一つです。なぜガルダは翼騎士のことしか認めないのか。長年通い続けている私でもあなた方の立ち会いなしには治療できない。そして他のガルダが認めた騎士でも追随するように認知する。ガルダ同士が交流する場はないのになぜそんなことができるのか。
Obviously, it's because they all have psychic powers. They're all members of the Psychic Friends Network.
ですが、学者にとってガルダは禁足地なのですよ。逆らえば一生を牢屋で過ごすことになる。答えは以上です。
Yo, they said gaol instead of jail. How you know it's serious. Bloop. Bloop. Many of the Knight's members have gathered for training again today. They're all smiles as they put their all into their drills. The reason for this?
ベイリー公爵より新朝誕生のお祝いをお届けに参りました。
Cause we're getting free shit. Oh yeah, Christmas special.
またか。今日だけで何回目だ
10.
4回目だ。それも今度の送り主は公爵家だぞ。まさか俺たち翼騎士団がこんなに注目されるなん
Call
て
this being grateful.
なあ、こないだ王宮騎士とすれ違ったけど軽く舌打ちされたよ。普段俺らのことをバカにしてるからこの状況が面白くないんだろうな。
Yeah, take that, the Marines. You think you're hot shit.
お持ちした品はどちらに運びましょう。
Just throw it on the pile.
ああ、ヒューゴ、案内してやってくれ。はい。産卵の段階でこれなら、孵化した時にはお祭りでも開かれるんじゃないですかね。
Everything's coming up, Anastasia. Planning to make prints of Huma and her chicks?
さすがの僕も慎重で金稼ぎはしませんよ。改めて分かりましたからね。
That's because you're a coward. Can't what?
ガルダの凄さですよ。王族の権威を象徴するだけの存在じゃなかったんだなって。
They're also incredibly fluffy. And that is how you know they rule.
ルーシェン殿下をあんな形で失って民衆たちは傷つきました。
殿下に未来を見ていた人々は絶望さえしたでしょう。
Yeah, now that he's gone, we kind of have to wipe out the entire royal family. That's gonna really suck.
ですが新しいガルダが誕生するというだけで町は活気を取り戻しました。それについてはコンラッド殿下の働きが大きいですね。新しいガルダは弟ルーシェンの生まれ変わりだという殿下の発言が民衆の罪悪感をそぎ落としました。みんな殿下に感謝していますよ。
Yeah, don't worry. Prince Lucian may have horribly burned to death in indescribable agony, but at least he got to come back as a fat bird. Alright, the main plot. It's all but officially confirmed Conrad will be our next king. Though everything looks rosy on the surface, I can only imagine how many are suffering behind the scenes. I must turn back time and save Prince Lucian, but not yet. Now is not that time. I have to find a way to defeat this witch first. If I go in unprepared, I'll only be repeating the same events. By the way, is Landon absent again today?
そうですね。団長には体調不良ということで連絡が来ていると聞きました。
Oh crap, he's also got a terminal disease. Do you think we could check up on him?
ダメなことないでしょう。ちょうどヒューゴさんともその話をしてたんですよ。今度非番に行こうかって。
Do you mind if I join you?
もちろんですよ。何ですか？珍しく弱気ですね。
Alright, don't bully. It's all I can do to brush it off with a smile. Knowing how Landon felt from Maya, I shirk back at how he must think of me now. Then I'll ask the Grand Commander to match our next holiday. I'll let you know how it goes.
いつの間にそんなお願いができる仲になったんですか？
I'm on his route, everything's gonna go fine. He apparently intends to give me a bonus for what happened with Huma. I was thinking I could ask for a break instead.
それはいくらなんでも無欲すぎません？
Yeah, I know, that's why I'm the hero. And you're the weird Kensuke knockoff.
いや、さすがに休みを合わせることと報奨金は釣り合わないぞ。そんなこと何もなくてもやってやる。
A more benevolent leader than you will find in any industry in reality. Thank you, sir.
ランドンのことは気にかかっていた。お前たちが声をかけてくれるのはありがたい。しかし、いや、なんでもない。あいつの様子が分かったら俺にも教えてくれ。
Don't you be suspicious around me, old man.
でだ、報奨金はそのまま出すとして、前にも言った通り、俺個人でもお前に礼がしたいと思っている。
I did nothing worth us. I did nothing worth such gratitude. I simply did my job.
いやいや、お前は翼騎士としてだけでなく、医療界にも貢献しているんだぞ。熊の羽を使った特効薬は、俺と同じ病で苦しむ者たちにも効果を発揮してるんだから。
You say that, but they're going to be selling that medicine at a 700% markup. I'm happy to hear that. Have you already recovered?
あ、もう問題ないよ。
His no symptoms except turning pale exactly once disease has been fully cured. Doesn't he look so much healthier already? He gives me a vigorous grin. If the piles of paper on his desk are any indication, recovery has turned him into even more of a workaholic. Still, I'm surprised you've got permission to use Huma's feathers. I thought for sure the royal family would hate that kind of thing.
まあ、そのあたりはいろいろだな。
You know, like how you're sleeping with the princess and all. Did you prepare for this possibility in advance? His answer is a vague smile. I apparently hit the mark. I mean, he's allowed to wear a giant bundle of feathers as a shoulder decoration. I don't see why using it as medicine would be worse than that. I shouldn't be, but I'm always so surprised at how efficient you are.
裏でこそこそ動くのが得意なだけさ。こういうところは父に貴族らしいと褒められたな。騎士としては率直さに欠けるから、俺は好きじゃないんだ。
You're a real character, you know that, Cryas? Alright, I'm not gonna be comforting to him this time. He's clearly getting too used to it. I couldn't think of anything to say to him. Grand Commander gazes off into the distance.
この性分は死ぬまで変わらないよ。
Are you fucking kidding me? Swear to God, if they make me go back and replay this entire chapter, if I get the bad ending, I might just drop the entire stream. Hmm?
いや、なんでもないよ。話を元に戻すが、俺からも礼はさせてほしい。何もしないままでいられるほど面の皮は厚くないんだ。ドレスやアクセサリーなんかは欲しくないよな。金品で心を満たすこともない。お前の望みは。
Is it more work? I'm sure he can. Right now I only want one thing. And it's disgusting. You sure do have a lot of trauma flashbacks for how undetailed your memory is.
デートしようか。俺。おい。あからさまにそれじゃないという顔をするな。さすがの俺も傷つくぞ。
I am incredibly disappointed. Sorry about that. I just wasn't expecting that invitation.
そうか。それほどまでに俺は眼中にないか。
Yep, and that's not gonna be changing at this rate, apparently. What? Grand Commander?
本当にお前は俺に興味を持たないな。それを忌々しく思うこともあったが、今は救われる。
Wow, oh boy, I can't wait to see how this completely blows up in our face because I was too nice to you 15 chapters ago. Of course I'm interested in the Grand Commander. But as I open my mouth to argue that, something else occurs to me. I've spent my life focused entirely on my revenge and on the witch. In other words, I've had my head full of my own problems. I've never truly seen Cryas Castle Rock the man. He's only ever been my superior, or the Grand Commander. Or my superior, the Grand Commander. Or the Grand Commander, my superior. He has strong brows, a slender nose, full lips, and a gaze that grips at a woman's heart, you know, in case you hadn't seen him yet. He's tall, with a perfect build. He's the picture of the ideal knight. But that's not who he is. You can't understand anyone on appearance alone, a thing I understand intimately. What has made him so proficient with scheming? What relationship does he have with noble women like my stepmother? Why did the former Grand Commander feel he was deceived? Why do hot dogs come in packs of 10, but hot dog buns only come in packs of 8? Why do they call it a parkway when it's the one you drive on, and a driveway when it's the one you park on?
Anastasia.
What is the true purpose of aglets? All these questions and less will be answered on the next episode of Even If Tempest. Grand Commander closes his eyes as if turning away from something he'd rather not see. In that simple moment, I get a glimpse at the darkness nestled within his heart. I'll have to turn back time again. I need to save Prince Lucian and Maya. That thought sits as strong in me as ever. What I express verbally couldn't be any more different. I want to know more about you. Boy? A noise sounds from outside of the room. Though the Grand Commander immediately opens the door to see what happened, there's not a person in sight.
何か物が倒れただけだろう。気にしなくていい。
You know, I feel kind of worried about it.
次の休みに迎えに行く。家で待っててくれ。
Now I feel even more worried about it. Oh no, they turned off the sun!
久しぶりね。元気にしてた？はい。姉上はお変わりありませんか？
Why is the sky made of bathroom tiles? Don't ask questions you aren't prepared to face the answer to. I dream of a boy who waits for someone important to him. I realize faintly that this is the second time I've had such a dream. The boy smiles with such unbridled joy. The boy, probably no older than 10, has chestnut brown hair and large, unusually intelligent eyes. So it is, Cryos, okay. It's only then that I realize my perspective has changed from the last dream. I can actually see the boy this time. I must be viewing this dream from his sister's point of view. Her memories start to fill in the gaps. Her name's Isabella. She's 12 years old. She lives and works here in the church as a newly appointed nun.
いいところのお坊ちゃんみたいな喋り方ね。私の前では無理しなくていいのに。
But then how else would anyone know what sort of character type he's supposed to be? It just collapsed the entire system.
イザベラね、元気だった？もちろん元気よ。あ、差し入れ持ってきてくれたの？
Do you want this bit of pocket lint I found? It's really all I've got on me.
うん、クッキーだよ。たくさん作ってきたから食べて。
ゴキュー、ゴキュー。
私、あんたの作るお菓子大好き。
Ladies, get you a man who knows how to bake. When the girl reaches for the pouch of cookies, she notices what looks to be a burn mark on the boy's wrist.
その怪我、どうした？え？ああ、クッキーを焼くときにちょっとやけどしちゃって。でも全然平気だよ。だって僕。
How did you get the burn on your wrist? Like, where did you position your hand to make that happen? I'm very confused.
もう、ちゃんと手当てしなきゃダメじゃない。いつもお姉ちゃん言ってるでしょ？傷だらけのイケメンは嫌だって。せっかく可愛く生まれてきたんだから大事にしなきゃ。大人になって損するのはあんたなんだからね。
Remember, kids, looking good is the only thing that matters.
ごめんなさい。
I'm so worried about him. He has a habit of hiding his wounds. Hint, hint. Nudge, nudge character concept. I wish I could just be at his side. I wanted to remain his big sister. But unfortunately I fell through that wormhole and turned into his little sister instead. Or maybe that happened instead, that's also an option. Oh, goddess. Why must I be killed like this? This is what happens when you drink all of the chocolate sauce at once. Why did... do this to me? Yeah, damn that... He truly is a monster. When will his reign of terror be ceased? We might never know. Gasp. True horror. The once joyous dream ends as a bloody tragedy. A nun, the young boy's sister, is murdered. This isn't any normal dream. The witch show this to me? Either him or Rune, but unfortunately I'd need to die to ask Rune about it. I know all too well that treating death too lightly can lead to pure madness. I've heard that dreams can predict the future. Is that dream a scene of what's to come? Am I meant to save that boy and his sister? You don't read much, do you, Annie? Isabella said the culprit's last name in her final moments, but I can't remember. Damn it! Why can't I remember? I think it over for some time, but the name never comes to me. Since Isabella is a nun, she must be at the church. I hope I can find the time to go looking for her. I glance at the clock and am immediately surprised to see it's already 10 o'clock. I slept in quite a bit, which means the Grand Commander will be here any moment. Okay, my bitrate just suddenly plummeted earlier. And that's causing me a bit of concern, and also that seems like a fairly clean endpoint. So I think we're gonna drop off the stream here for the moment. I am so goddamn afraid of what happens when we get the bad ending. I know I could just hit the skip text button on my next playthrough, but it's the principle of the thing, you know? Oh, right, yeah, Merry Christmas and stuff. Goodbye, everybody.